they're on the screen now. Okay.
a meeting March 14th from 1 to 3 p.m.
Okay, oh yeah, thank you.
I do not know if I have the location of it yet. This is also a Chamber of Commerce meeting. It is strengths workshop. It is about leadership. So that's another one coming up that if you want to consider, you can. And then lastly, there's two more. There is Off the Clock, which is a networking event from 4:30 to 6 p.m. at Aspire, Indiana in Lebanon. And it's an Off the Clock networking event, basically exactly what you would think it is. And then Thursday, March 27th, from 9 to 10 a.m., there is a marketers meetup about marketing, which I will also be attending for sure because that is something we need to work on. So, yes, that's all the Chamber of Commerce dates. Circus update. I did come to an agreement with the circus and the town attorney on the additions to the contract needed in order to sign. So I'm just waiting on that draft to be sent over to us by the circus so that we can get everything submitted and get them secured and locked in place for June 5th. And then I'm going to go over FFA really quick before I do the Discover Boone County update. So FFA, I finally got the correct information for Michaela, reached out to her, and they are very interested in helping manage and upkeep the community garden, as well as the pollinator garden. They do, however, need an idea of like days or hours that we would need. I'm thinking summertime would be when we need them most, just because it's more of the dry season and we definitely want people to be out there watering. And I'm thinking about if we do receive this grant, seeing if they would be interested in volunteering to help set up the new updated and renovated community park or community garden and garden. So that is some good news. Lastly, updates on the Discover Boone County meetings. I already gave you your copy of the Big Boone book. We also have the State of Tourism synopsis here for you. We discussed what brings tourists into Boone County, and one of the things at the very top of that list is actually weddings. One of our most visited places is weddings, but another one is
So they have sent that one ring that you guys want to have right there.
perfect. Thank you. One of the other top things was outdoor activities. So they get information that's pinged from people's phones and locations throughout Boone County when they're visiting and they're not from the area. And one of the big things is outdoor activities. So continuing to build off of our marketing skills is going to be super important as Boone County grows. Promoting the pollinator in the community garden, promoting the trails, installing the bike rental system, promoting that, making sure that we're staying up on our marketing. And then there are some things that will be impacting our area coming up, including some budget cuts to tourism funding. They're cutting our tourism budget. I think it was, I have it written down here. Hold on. Who was doing that? Who was making the cuts? Our legislature. Our state legislature. So unfortunately,
Yeah, we're doing more with less.
yes, a lot less, actually. So
Did you guys have budget cuts last year too?
not as far as I know of. So some of the highlights from the meeting, $69.8 million were spent on tourism or in within tourism within the community. I don't know how else to phrase that. I'm sorry. And then $36.6 million of that was in direct economic impact. The national hospitality quit rate has dropped 2%, but they still have the highest quit rate amongst any industry. 8.6% of Boone County's my shorthand, I don't understand. I'll have to look at that again. I'm sorry. Tourism is the 14th largest industry in Boone County by number of jobs. We were one of the top counties in the state for tourism. I don't know exactly what number, but we were up there. Discover Boone County is going to be doing a community open house soon, likely within a couple of weeks. They are opening a new building, new and improved. They pretty much completely gutted it and renovated the entire building.
Is that the one, the old newspaper building?
I think so.
I'm so excited. I want to see inside that.
Well, I will make sure to let you know when the open house is. I
Yeah.
definitely plan on going, and it would be great to have both of you there because neither of you have been to the meetings, and I think it'll be good to have your faces kind of out there. I've met a lot of these people now, and actually at some of these Discover Boone County meetings, I was lucky enough to meet some of the people that I've been emailing back and forth for a long time. And I finally got to do like face to name.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really nice. But I also think having all of us there will be great. You know, they should know who they're working with and who we are, because we are going to be working on reaching out to the community a lot more and implementing new programs. So, okay. Marketing wise, they are looking to over time claim. So when they did the Moon in Boone during the solar eclipse, a lot of people actually specifically came to Boone County because of the cheeky name. That was something that they were told over and over and over again. So with that being said, they're looking over time to really claim that Boone County title for Halloween as ours. They want people to think of Lebanon and Zionsville and Thorntown and Boone County as a whole as a place to be for Halloween. So that is something that we can play off of. Another thing is this year for July 4th, they have been discussing kind of going with the general theme throughout the county of Boom County.
Oh, that's a good one.
So
Dang, they are leaning into that.
they really are. And I need to discuss with them about like possible merch. I know that they did bring it up at their meeting, and I think that would be great to have at the July 4th barbecue. I know that it's a small barbecue, we're a small town, but something like that could be really fun to kind of lean into and help kind of piggyback off of each other. Now, advocacy wise, so the state of tourism budget cut from 20 million to 7.1 million this year. It is a huge cut.
And you said it's for the state?
It's for everyone.
Yeah,
It's
the
for
state.
everyone.
What?
Well, I think that we may have, I don't know if we received 20 million or if the state received 20 million and then it was dispersed. I think it was the state.
Okay.
Now,
For tourism? Okay.
HB 1223 is no longer an active bill. And what the bill covered was creating tourism incrementing districts based off of our tourism statistics. They are looking at reintroducing that bill by the sounds of it, but as of now, there's really nothing kind of benefiting distribution of funds. So that's something we should definitely keep an eye on. I mean, with Eli Lilly and Lead coming into town and the new housing project, we really have to start looking at the tourism aspect of Thorntown as well as the marketability. We want families to move into those areas We want to have solid programs for our youth, for our elderly, for the disabled, handicapped, so on and so forth. We really want to make sure that Thorntown stands out and that we also maintain our, I think the big thing is maintaining our sense of that small town, maintaining what makes us Thorntown.
Yeah.
But the reality is it's coming either way. We cannot change that, so we need to make sure that we are part of that discussion, that we are aware of the tourism activity, and that we are marketing appropriately towards the demographics that we want to see shifting here. And the EDC has started a conversation with town council about that and kind of driving the direction of where Thorntown would like to see themselves in 5-10 years. So this is something that we also as a board need to consider and start thinking about. Boone County has an innkeeper's tax, and it's not changed in 21 years. Now it is my understanding that they are looking at changing that from 5% to 8%, which will help. That funding does help with tourism costs in Boone County. And then through September of 2024, Boone County actually had the second highest occupancy rate within hotels in the entire state.
Oh, wow.
Yes. More than 56% of tourism is going to outdoor recreation by device pings, but they're only contributing 8% of the tourism economy. So those are things we need to consider when we're looking at our events, providing outdoor events, but how can we help with the economy? Things like the farmers market are a great way to do that. It does benefit local businesses, but it also encourages people to get outdoors and kind of lead into that. So we need to find things that we can lean into with that. The number one tourism location in 2024 was Sixpence, which I was not familiar with, but if you are also not familiar with, is a wedding venue. Dole's Tree Farm was also up there. The Boone County 4-H Fairgrounds was up there. And then they really talked about leaning into advocacy, workforce action, creating the Big Boone book, supporting events, highlighting experiences, identifying what people are looking for, and just preparing for what they refer to as tectonic shift, which is a really great way of putting it with all of the change that's coming. So I did want to bring that up. So these are all items that were passed out during that day. This is a synopsis of that meeting. You've got the Boone County Adventure map. You've got a list of Boone County hotels here. We've got a list of local restaurant guides, and then we have some information on discovering Boone County, breweries, wineries, galleries, libraries, things to do, sports venues, things like that. So I made sure to bring a copy of all of those for you as well. Other than that, Corinne did just bring this into me. This is a ways out, but this is something to consider and think about. A woman named Becca from the Indiana Reindeer Company reached out to us. They're located in Lafayette, and she's reaching out to see if we would be interested in having live reindeer at Holiday on Main Street this year. And then she provided her contact information if that is something that we are interested in. So I can reach out to her, get a quote, and let you guys know what that looks like. I do know with the farmers market, hopefully that improves our budget in some ways to help expand off of those programs. So, I mean, it might be something to really consider. Last year, actually, one of Tyler's friends was willing to travel from out of the county to come here if we were going to have live reindeer, because he really loves reindeer. Don't ask me.
I like eating.
Yeah, well, you discovered that well in Alaska when you met me. And I can say reindeer is delicious. All right, so any questions, comments, concerns?
Okay.
Yes.
The Merrill Construction Company needs to get back with
Well,
you.
Corrine is the one that reached out to them, so they'll get back with Corrine and she'll reach out to me.
Okay, about the bathroom, like building.
The structure, what it's gonna take to,
Okay.
one, run the water lines to where we would like to build the bathrooms, the electrical, and then the cost of materials.
Okay.
Because right now, we don't even have an architecture design on that, let alone the lines are not ran to that area yet. So we need to consider the cost infrastructure wise running it, how far, like yard, mileage, whatever wise we are running it, and then the erection of the actual facility and what all that's going to take material and labor wise.
Okay. All right, as far as this, I just want to make sure I'm getting the wording correctly when I write this.
Mhm.
So Eagles and Stall Cop have done.
Stall Corp.
Is it Stall Corp?
STAHLCORP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stall Corp. Are doing the $400,
450.
450 sponsorship.
Yes. I'm still waiting back from Stall Corp on final details. They emailed me, it was Friday, Thursday or Friday, and I emailed them back on Friday for sure. And so I know they were out of the office. My guess is I will probably hear back from them next week. And then we can work on, are they going to drop off the check to Corrine or are they going to have me pick it up? And I should also be getting images. Oh, honey, it's okay. We should also be getting images of their logos for the banners to submit to both organizations for approval before we order them.
And then the Right Gallery is the $200 sponsorship.
$200 for the movie permit.
Okay.
And then separately, the Eagles will also be donating $400 for the movie, for
Okay.
a movie.
And
We
an
got that.
additional 250 just,
Well, that's
So the
what I'm
450
including in that.
sponsorship is for, not for the movies? The 450
It's for the movies and the farmer's
Okay.
market. So the $450 covers the cost of the banners for the farmer's market and the banner that we're putting up on the tennis court fence line in the park that'll have all of the movie titles, dates, the people that are sponsoring each movie, so that it's visible all season long. And after discussing with Tyler, what we're gonna do is we'll order the banner for that with movies in the park. And then underneath it, it'll be brought to you by Thorntown Parks and Recreation Department in partnership with, and then it'll have the two partners. Now, after that, the banner will actually be blank. What we're going to do is we're gonna use vinyl, and we're gonna order the vinyl images of the movie title, date, time, and sponsor. And he's going to place the vinyl on the banner so that at the end of the season, we can remove the vinyl. And next season, we can reuse that banner so that we aren't losing money on costs of constantly ordering banners.
Okay.
And then the other banner for the farmer's market will be fully printed onto the banner, and it'll say Thorntown Farmers and Artisans Market. And then it will have brought to you by Thorntown Parks and Recreation Department, and then again, both partners. And that will be fully printed on for every single year so that we can keep using it year after year for the farmer's market. And then the remaining cost of the budget that they are donating to us will go directly towards the cost of the sound system, the cost of the movie projector, the cost of the, I'm missing something. Oh, movie screen. And because those things, so we are going to pay for a portion of that. This will basically bridge about 50% of the cost of that so that we're not eating the entire cost. I didn't want to over ask in our request of sponsors and partners, especially because a lot of these businesses are businesses that continually give to us throughout the year and year after year. But we did need to kind of try to bridge some of that gap so that we're not losing an exponential amount of our current budget or our donation fund. So that will help with the cost of that. And then the movie permits themselves are separate. They're $400 a piece through the company we spoke about previously. I can't remember the name off the top of my head right now. And we have to have those for licensing purposes in order to show the movie publicly in the park.
Yeah.
So they are actually two separate things. One encompasses farmers market and movies in the park supplies. The other covers the permits. So hopefully moving forward every year, the only thing that we will need to continue requesting sponsorship for will be movie permits for movies in the park.
Okay.
Does that answer the question? Sorry, it's complicated.
I just wanted to make sure before I wrote misappropriated where it went to.
So sponsorship is the term we're using for the movie permits. Partnership is what we're using for year after year, the long-term investment of these companies that are helping provide the sound and audio and visual equipment. Okay. Any other questions? It's a lot of information. I know I have not submitted the minutes to you yet for the last meeting. I'm sorry. I've been grants.
Yeah.
Grants. Now, really quick before we wrap up. Oh, you're okay.
Told you, no. Sorry, babe. I'll look it up.
Come here.
You'll go sit.
Did we fall, honey? Come here.
Both of you go sit in the chair.
Oh, that startled me. Nothing like a bonked head to wake you up, right? All right. So, really quick, I do want to give you guys an idea of the timeline for the AARP grant. It does need to be completed before December of this year. They do ask for an outline in our application right now. So we will find out by end of May, it sounds like, whether or not we are selected. I will say, based off of the criteria and the past grants that they have submitted and given awarded to communities, our project is a shoo-in. We have a really high chance. So I want to emphasize, say your prayers, do what you do, because that could be amazing. This is an $11,000 project. It's not a little project. So in June, on this timeline, I placed order garden supplies pre-selected on the Amazon list, which I supplied you with, and the Menards shopping list to be shipped. Removal of the previous worn and disrepair-laden materials up there should be done in April, which we've already previously discussed. Then in July, we will begin installing the garden beds, install the fill-in soil, place the rain barrels, and transplant the annual pollinator plants to the pollinator garden. I already thought of it. I wasn't forgetting that. Because the garden beds are galvanized steel, they are a nut and bolt assembly, so it should be pretty straightforward and easy to at least start that process. In August, it's our goal to begin constructing the little house for the seed exchange library. And then during that time, we will properly secure and cement the bench seating and place any signage into the ground. September, we'll do all of our necessary finishing touches and just the little things that we'd like to have done. And we will schedule a ribbon cutting and start marketing that. In October, we will have the ribbon cutting ceremony. Date's going to be determined on that. And then November is when I will prepare the required after action report. December will complete the grant, will be the completion of the grant project, and we'll submit the prepared after action report. And then come spring of 2026 will be our first full official season. with a new pollinator and community garden.
After action report is the name of that.
Yes.
Okay.
And they have a link for it on their site and everything, so I can easily pull it up. But I think that is it today. I don't know that I have anything else right now. We are going to begin the steps to order the equipment for movies in the park in the next 30 or so days. I'm gonna work with Corinne on that. And then, we are also going to, once we receive approval on the banners, which I will email you about, then we will get those ordered from Boston Retail Solutions.
Okay.
And Tyler will work on getting those placed for us.
Big wraps.
Big wraps, that's what it is called. And you guys have your new shiny business cards.
Mhm.
So we are in business. All right. Anything else before I end the live session?
Mhm.
Okay. We had nobody watching us, but you know, it's a good